Auntie, tell us more about your personal experiences of being a foster carer. I mean, you know, how did it all start?
Asha, I'm going back 20 plus years, and I think at that time there were hardly any ethnic minority carer was available. So that's where, you know, when the authority find out that some of our Muslim children, they are missing out on their culture, religions, you know, way of life, language, you name it, identity. And that's where, you know, they start recruiting ethnic minority carers. And that's where I came. And one of my young girls' school headmistress asked me, she showed me the leaflet and she said, what do you think about that? When I looked at it, I said, I have no clue what this is all about. But I said, I'll take it home, have a word with my husband, and talk to my children and see, you know, that what they say. My husband was a bit confused, but my daughters, you know, they actually supported me. They said, why not, Mom? That you got a time, so why not you look after, come forward. That's where I came forward, and it took me almost a year. And that's, I never looked back.
Yeah. Yes. Alhamdulillah. You know, we need more people like yourself, Auntie. I really do believe that. I know that there's a shortage of ethnic minority carers, but you know, how important is it for the Muslim community to step up and actually be involved in fostering this?
Well, I think it's very worrying to think of sort of Muslim children going into non-Muslim families where they're not going to have the opportunity to be taught about Islam and have their spiritual needs nurtured. Really, so you know, we do need to make sure that none of our children are sort of getting lost in the system, as it were.
That's right.
I'd like to answer a question to you, Auntie.
Yes.
How has your experience in fostering changed you as a person?
I think they changed to me a very positive person. So I learned a lot. There's so many things which I wasn't aware of it, which I learned. And I see, you know, the children who come back to me, I see them, you know, how nicely they've grown up, they look after themselves, they are in education. Some of them are end up in university.
Yes, so proud. Yeah.
So, and being with my own children, you know, that is, we show them like a good role model to be, you know, behave in a community in a respectful manner, in a peaceful manner, you know. So I think these are the things, you know, which is extremely positive, and that's why I never look back.
So everyone's kind of benefiting?
Yes, everyone. I mean, all the society, all the community.
Yeah, that's a good, valid point to actually emphasize on, is that we kind of restrict ourselves thinking, oh, can we handle this situation? But we don't see the flip side to it, which is the positive side, how it does to what, you know, the effects of it does to your personality. You know, actually seeing the child grow up and the positive change in them. So alhamdulillah, it's very, very good. What has been your most memorable story during your time as a foster carer?
I think the memorable, I will probably say that there's a time come and I adopted a little one.
No.
So that's it's extremely rewarding for me, because I had that child from day one. And she went for adoption. That didn't work. And she came back, and that's where I went for her.
MashaAllah.
And she's a big girl now.
Such a lovely story.
How old is she now?
She's 10.
Wow, MashaAllah. See, I think
see the proudness in her eyes.
I know, the attachment. You don't. It's. This is what my belief is that what makes you a family. It's not blood. I think it's more than just blood. It's what you give to one another.
Exactly.
And I think this is what I found out recently. You know, there was a survey that was done, by Magdalene Chidwick. Sorry, that was a bit of a tongue-tied there. They asked young BMEs, which are black and minority ethnic people, to send their messages to foster carers, and this is what they had to say.
Well, one of them said, a home that provides stability and routine.
Yes.
It's very important. Liz,
Another one said, we need foster carers to help us hold on to our identity and heritage.
yeah.
Mashallah.
That's quite important.
Yeah, it is.
Another one said that it doesn't matter so much if the foster carers are not from the same ethnic background, as long as they're educated about us and our cultural needs.
Excellent.
So
yes,
is that the case?
Yeah, that is the case.
That is
yes,
the case.
yes.
So basically, that's like not having a closed-minded fosterer then.
Yeah, exactly. Because we need to actually listen to the child
That's
and what they
yeah.
need.
But I think it also raises an important point about the actual support that you get as a foster carer and how they you know, it's a whole sort of network of people around you.
Yes, we have excellent support. It's 24-hour support, and plus we have our support group. We have a training, which, you know, whatever is the child you're looking after, you make sure you fulfill that child's need. You know, if you are not aware of it, you learn through the training.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I think because of the support, the borough who I work, I am here. And because without support it's extremely difficult. And plus you have your own family, your friends, your neighbors, you know, so network is also extremely important.
So it's giving in many ways.
Yes.
It's the lending yourself to another adult who's fostering a child. Alhamdulillah, that was very informative. Again, I think it's more touching when you're hearing it personally from a person like yourself. All I can say is you need to remember that your emotions and patience is tested, and not every experience will be smooth. Have a supportive group around you, like we mentioned before, and make sure you reinforce your intentions. Such children need to have an identity, know where they come from, and let them keep in contact with their family if possible, and keep them in touch with their culture. Love them like you would love your own blood, and support them by listening and show guidance on the right path, inshallah. I can only leave chit-chat by mentioning the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 177. It is not righteous that ye turn your faces towards east or west, but it's righteousness to believe in Allah and the last day, and the angels and the book and the messengers, to spend of your substance out of love for him, for your kin, for orphans, for the needy, for the wayfarer, and for those who ask, and for the ransom of slaves, to be steadfast in prayer and practice regular charity, to fulfill the contracts which ye have made, and patient in pain or suffering, and adversity, and throughout all periods of panic. Such are the people of truth, the Allah-fearing.